You talked about your experience at Tulane as the offensive coordinator, and then Terry Bowden leaves for Clemson. You thought you were going to get that job, and you didn't get it. Is that one of the great disappointments you've experienced?
Yeah, it was. I was probably more disappointed than other people. My wife's, I don't think she was disappointed for me, and other people said, listen, it's going to work out best for the long run. But when Tommy had left and went to Clemson, the players had lobbied, had a lot of support, and frankly, after the interview, I thought it was going to happen, and it did. And I think I was probably more embarrassed than anything else. That everybody says, hey, get ready for your press conference, and so I got ready. It wasn't my press conference; it was somebody else. But it was kind of a special group that we had gotten together. We were only there 2 years, but it happened so quickly, and there was so much success early that. And the community had bought in so much that we thought, boy, we had something special going on. They're probably going to keep it going. But I learned from that. I learned from, not from the standpoint that I was bitter or anything like that, that listen, if you just keep doing well, no matter where you're at, maybe it doesn't happen there, but somebody else is going to notice. And so I think, even though we had success at Clemson as a coordinator the next couple of years, I think people really looked at that Tulane thing and how that turned out, and it helped me get offers in the future.
The job that you did at West Virginia, everybody knows, was incredible. You had a lot of great years there, tremendous turnaround, made them a national power. There was so much pain at the end and so many recriminations at the end.
Yeah.
And I know you had a similar difficult departure of Michigan, which we'll talk about, but I would imagine that because West Virginia was home, there's a part of you that is just sad that those feelings are still out there. If you could clarify one thing about the way that all went down, something factual that was incorrect, a perception that was incorrect, you could talk to people at West Virginia who still feel that hurt from one of their own. Mm-hmm. What would you say?
Well, I think the one thing I heard people say, well, you must have been looking for this job, or the Michigan thing was going in the works before the season. And that's absolutely not true. I mean, I didn't talk to them even a week after the season. It was a week and a half after the season. I got a call, and I was like, geez, maybe I should listen to it. And I still wasn't going to take the job if I thought, the administration at the time at West Virginia had the same vision I did as far as growing the program. The program had gotten to a pretty good place, and I wanted to keep growing it. And in the administration at the time, not the one now, but the administration at the time, I wasn't convinced with my talks with them that they wanted to keep doing that. And that was my perception, my belief. But what if I could do one thing over again? I would have a press conference at West Virginia and explain some of these things. I was kind of told to not do that by the next employer, that, hey, you move on and don't need. I got some advice to not do that, but I owed that to West Virginia, and I think it would have cleared a lot of things up and tell them, this is why I'm leaving. This is why I'm taking this opportunity, which was a great opportunity, and you may not like it, but at least I've given you the upfront thing, and I did. And they said, just move on and take the high road. Well, sometimes the high road is not always the best. I think staying on a level road and talking to the people, and I called a few people that had supported the program and gave them a heads up, but there were so many other people that had supported the program, and myself and our staff, that I didn't contact before I left. That if I could do one thing over again, I would do that. A lot of people were mad because I didn't coach the bowl game. That was my decision only, but I thought I would have been a huge distraction. I thought the best chance for West Virginia to win the bowl game against Oklahoma was for me to remove myself and for the staff to stay. That way they could focus on just the game and not the drama about me being there in my last game. So I would have done that over again. I would have told them why I'm not doing it, because I would have been a distraction. I want my guys to win that game when they wind up playing great for Coach Stewart and the staff and win the game.
I mean, ironically,
there's some lessons learned.
Yeah, I mean, ironically, well, first of all, it strikes me, we talk about the high road. Sometimes the high road is getting out there and talking about things and stating your case out. And the irony is the whole lawsuit that went down is a lot of the stuff that you're talking about came out in depositions in the lawsuit, where that ended up, even though I guess it ended up paying the buyout, but a lot of that information came out during the course of that lawsuit, just the level of mistrust that was going on between you and the administration, right?
Yeah, and there was, and I was told to fight the lawsuit. And to me, there would have been a lot less, I guess, there's still been hard feelings, but, I was told to go ahead and fight it and to have a case. And the only thing I wish it would have got to, I'm glad this thing got settled and all that, but there were a lot of, there were opportunities for me to really say what happened. People didn't know what happened. They just thought I just got in a car and left and went to Michigan. No. When Michigan offered the position, I didn't take the job right then. I said, I'm gonna go back and talk to my superiors at West Virginia and tell them what's going on and see what they think about it and give them an opportunity to say, hey, we want you guys to stay here and keep doing what you're doing and we're with you all the way. And when that meeting went the other way and said, listen, we've done all we can with it, take it or leave it, I almost felt like I was getting pushed out the door. Now that was my perception, but that's what I felt. But I didn't take a job in Michigan without consulting or talking to the folks at West Virginia first. So that was another misperception. But it's in the past, and they've moved on and I've moved on. But it's still, when people say they're still mad, sometimes I want to, Jesus, a long time ago.
Yeah.
I would hope that.
Well, it's home too. I mean,
it's home, and
it's
I
harder
think
to brush
that's
off.
a lot of it too. And but I hope that there were a lot of good things that happened there over 7 years too, and a lot of things that people, when they supported the program when I was there, that are still in place, facility-wise and infrastructure-wise, that I think have helped them get to where they're at today.